Dream isn't a parkour god? What is parkour macros? Simply optimized got discontinued? What even is simply optimized? Marlow wasn't double clicking. What is double clicking and why does it matter? Today I'm going to explain all of these terms to a beginner friendly level. So stick around and you will see every single one of them. If you want, check the description for timestamps. It's going to be there so you can check on any type of controversy whenever you want. So check the description. Here, let me introduce myself. I'm Toria, I make cheating content. I like cheating content, I have gone through codes, I'm not a developer, I study chemical engineering. And yeah, that's it. Let's get right into it. So we will start with Dream using a parkour macro in MC Championship 11, 12, 8, 9. Alright, this comes from a source that's in the parkour community. The guy is really good at what he does. He's one of the world record holders for this specific map by around 20 seconds. And he's the one who found out, or I guess he's the one who made the first video. I will link the video down below. I'm going to gloss over it really quickly and explain the cheat, which he doesn't do on his own video. He just shows that he is cheating. Alright, so watch how Dream jumps. Did you notice it? Dream is jumping really late for 3 block jumps. So the jump Dream does is a 3 block 1 diagonal jump, and he is jumping at the last frame he can jump, and after jumping at the last frame he gets it 5 times in a row. And this is completely possible in vanilla Minecraft, but if you check his how he does it and how stable he is, he consistently does this at the last frame jumps. So it is really suspicious, and at the same time this is almost 100% cheating. Dream probably made a parkour module by himself because he's a developer, and most of the cheats Dream does is usually self-made anyways. And for you to understand what a parkour module is, here is a parkour module from Eaglerclient. I advise you not download any cheats to Ghost Client cheat. If you're going to do it on servers like 2BTT or Constantium, that's fine. These will work in no anti-cheat servers, but keep in mind that they don't bypass in any modern servers, so don't try to download these clients. Even though they're safe, they're not worth it to use on a public server. I'm only showing this as an example in the first place. So let's look at this code, and you'll ask me, dude, I don't understand this. Trust me, I don't understand this either. All I see is that it automatically jumps at the edges of blocks on the description part. So instead of me explaining it to you, I'm going to use Gemini. Don't cancel me yet. Gemini or AI tools are great to learn stuff instead of making stuff. And this is their original thing, like this is what they were created to do, and this is how I use them too. It makes everything really easy to explain, and it gives really easy command outputs. This is not sponsored. Let's see how the logic works. It first checks the conditions to see the player is in a ground state. Alright, what is a ground state in Minecraft? The ground state is me being over a block. As you can see, I'm over a block right now, and I'm in a ground state. And when I jump, as I jump and as I am in the air, I'm in an airspace. Or I guess you can call it something else, I don't know. Let me get on this parkour to explain the remainder of the cheat. It creates a detection box that is 0.5 blocks downward from the player's current collision box. So it can jump before the frame that is the last possible frame jump. And it scans for air to see if the player has an air block, like here. I'm standing on a ground block and the next block is air. So if I had a parkour module on, I will jump at the last exact frame to jump here, as you can see here. And then it triggers the jumps after making sure there's air, making sure you're on the ground, and not already pressing the jump key. In this Eaglerclient's edge distance, you can configure it to anything else, But Dream wasn't using any configurations, so it was pretty blatant, as I can say. He didn't have any sensitivity settings. He always jumped into the last tick and he made some crazy stuff. If you want more information, look down below in the description, as I mentioned. Alright, now we're going to look at Simply Optimized being archived, or I guess being done, basically. So first of all, why is this important? I'll tell you why. Let's go to Modrent's modpack page. Normally, the first is always simply optimized. No, normally the first is almost always fabulously optimized, and the second is simply optimized. But as you can see here, it's not here anymore because it's archived by staff. So why is this important? Fabulously optimized goes for performance and good features. So what is this? Good features? It's like connectivity, RS shaders, stuff like that. It feels familiar to Optifine, and it adds mods that you don't really need for optimizations too, like quality of life mods. So it's basically bloatware. This is why Simply Optimized were really important, because you could actually customize the client, and if you want to customize Fabulously Optimized, you would have to delete some of the mods that are in to make it more optimization based. As you can see, other things you can use were Sodium Plus, but Sodium Plus is also a quality of life mod more than an optimization mod pack. Same with OptiFabric, it's trying to be more Optifine more than being more optimization. So this is what the creator HSDA, which is what I'm guessing you say their name, they said, I have put the bullet on deleting the Discord server and their account of Discord over ethical concerns. This is probably because, as I guess, the British UK child protection laws, which makes every single user on Discord scan their faces, and his probably didn't want to do that and probably deleted their Discord. And they mentioned that they don't have a will to maintain the mod pack. They call the community boring and obnoxious, and Modrent isn't ethical, or I guess barely ethical. You know what isn't ethical? CurseForge. That's why we're using Modrent over CurseForge, obviously. They mentioned that they're simply done with Simply Optimized. Get it? Simply? Okay, that wasn't funny. And they mentioned that they have grown out of it. And before going out, they said trans rights, free Palestine, cops are bad. Yeah, you didn't need to say all cops are bad, but I guess it's fine. And they also mentioned that piracy is ethical. I will agree with most things they mentioned, because piracy should be ethical because you don't own the game. And if it's something you can't own, for the sake of keeping it as history, you can pirate it. Of course, I would mention that you should probably buy the games you play, especially indie games like Undertale or Deltarune, because they're made by single people more than companies. Alright, we are done with Simply Optimized. Like I said, this was one of the more important mods, or mod packs. I love this mod pack. I have been using this mod pack for such a long time, and I hope I'm the best. Heart to you too, Husa. Alright, I'm not going to get into the full huge Marlow situation. I would love to, but it is really not worth it because it has so much negativity. It is like Dream cheating scandal in... I'm going to mention Swide's comment because Marlow did turn off the comments. So in the Swide's comment, Swide mentioned that... Okay, so what is stuns? Stuns is a type of attribute swap which will make your sword break the shields, alright? After it breaks the shields with the stun, it will also get a hit on the player which will stun the player in the place for 1 or 2 game ticks. Keep in mind that my explanations in 1.21 combat might be wrong because I don't mainly play 1.21. I play 1.8.9. This is because I liked Headed and I liked tenebrous before he was found out to be a pedophile. Listen, I am really sorry for liking his videos, but they were really fun. I mean, that's the original reason why I started looking through moderation stuff. That's why I'm making moderation guides. Okay, enough about me. Let's look into the video. In the video, we will see that they consistently single click to do stunts, or I guess, yeah, as you can see, they click twice with single clicks instead of making it in one tick. Okay, so why is this important? Maybe they do normally single click, but this is played with a tier 1 player, which is, you would expect Marlow to be like really accurate. And as you can see here, they even miss a stun here. Not even single clicking, they missed the stun. So you're going to say that no one can be perfect. But listen, Marlow is perfect. Welcome to the Marlow files. I'm not going to get into it again, but this is basically the attribute swaps. And this is for the sword, mace, sword. This is a huge dataset basically on every single frame hits Marlow did. And in this fight, on the reference video, they missed a single stun. A single one. And in this video, they don't double click with it. That's why it's really weird, because double click stun slamming is a lot better and a lot more stable thing to do in Mace, or I guess UHC PvP. So Marlow specifically not double clicking when she has a mouse cam on is really suspicious, and this is why it's really actually suspicious in the first place. And in this video I would like to mention, before we go to the next Dream cheating scandal, Dream is just... I am really set out with Dream closet cheating at this point. You making a new PC unboxing video and from just having a new screen share when you knew you were going to be screen shared right after doesn't mean you weren't cheating before. It doesn't prove anything when you are not cheating now. The controversies are about the old stuff where you got high tier 1 in every game mode and got into the top spot while being the owner of the MC tiers community. But listen, benefit of the doubt, nothing is 100% here. And I would like to mention too that Marlow's situation has nothing to do with Marlow being a woman. It has everything to do with the biggest, bestest player of Minecraft currently known might be cheating. And in every community of gaming, in every community of ranked stuff, like let's say boxing, basketball, football, this applies to everywhere. It has nothing to do with the gender of the player. It has to do with what rank you are in, and you're currently number 1 in the biggest game of the world. That's why it's really big. It's nothing personal, that's what I wanted to mention here, alright? Let's go to the Dream admitting to cheating and Dream using no swing module. Let's first talk about no swing module. What is a no swing module? This is also a no swing module. I guess in Eaglerclient they called no interact. I could go through this again, but it would take a lot longer. Like I would rather explain this to you rather than, you know, this. So again, we're going to get help from Gemini. Thank you, Gemini, you're goated. Now, here's how the logic works on no swing modules. You attack an entity and the game will check if you're... this is a different module here. I'll explain it again. When you try the attacking function, you left click with a sword, the game will check that if you have an entity while you're looking at the direction at, like you have a hittable entity. If yes, they're going to attack the entity. If no, they're not going to attack the entity. That's basically what no swing module is. Alright? This doesn't look the exact same because Eaglerclient's no swing module, or I guess no interact module, is more for everything rather than one specific thing. So It's going to be more broader, as you can see, but it works the exact same. And here is Dream admitting the cheating, explained by someone else.
Dream reached out to me to talk about some stuff, mainly some accusations I had towards him unrelated to the mod. I sent him a video from Dropkey, which was I guess the first main video people were making towards Dream using Triggerbot, and at this point I had no idea of the Triggerbot accusation. He said that people can go watch any of his videos and they can see that he's obviously not triggerbotting, but he said that there was a 1 week period where he was using a mod called an input blocker, and it helped him practice, and he said that it actually helped him practice a ton. So I asked him, obviously, I'm like, what does that do? He said it was basically a mod where if he swung on an entity, it would allow him to click, but if he wasn't aimed on an entity, it wouldn't let him click. I said, wouldn't that be somewhat like a cheat? Because it's somewhat, unfair. I brought up the point, if you just spam click, wouldn't you get basically the same hits as a trigger bot? He talked to some servers about it. He was actually punished on MCPvP Club. He got a 1 month ban from MCPvP Club for using it. So he went ahead and talked to MyMan Club. They said it was a pretty cool idea, but he should be careful using it. So he said after that point, he stopped using it entirely.
Alright. They mentioned that it was an input blocker, which basically blocks your inputs when you're not attacking an entity. So it's obviously the same as a no-swing module. So the thing we have to actually talk about here is that if Dream actually knew that this could count as a cheat, and this is 100% yes, there's a single reason. Dream was a higher staff member position in ArchMC, the server bad boy Halo runs, and there's no way Dream doesn't know about this. Dream is also a moderator at some point. Dream were a moderator. Dream knows about Minecraft cheats. Dream knows what can be counted as cheating. And if you're going to mention why MyMan Club doesn't ban him, not because MyMan Club didn't want to ban him, it's because of the Dream's influence, and over no swing module it shouldn't be that bad. It's not going to be detected by the anti-cheat because you're not actually sending any packets. It's all done in client side. It just shows in the stability. Marlow banned Dream on MCPvP after Dream explained it to him. So Dream was aware at some point around when he got banned in MCPvP and when he stopped using it on MyMan Club. So he was aware he did cheat. But this doesn't mean every single allegation about Dream will be true. So you don't need to go around telling everyone that Dream cheats. Alright. Well, that's basically it for this video. If you have any questions or if you have anything that I got wrong, please feel free to mention them. Because like I said, in some parts of the Minecraft community, I'm not really eligible to speak on. I just want to make a beginner type, more understandable point of view from most people that doesn't really sweat Minecraft 24/7. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you later. Bye bye.